Match day is here, everybody. Welcome along to Forever United TV. This is your warm-up show ahead of the game today, where Manchester United, as it stands at the moment, looks like we'll be starting from 7th position in the league, because Spurs are currently having a bit of a meltdown. I've just conceded 2 goals in 1 minute and are losing 2-0 at St James's Park. So, yeah, you could say that is good for Manchester United and bad at the same time. And it leaves us no room whatsoever for any inconsistencies, complacement, or anything at Bournemouth today at the Vitality Stadium. It's a tricky ground to go to, and United are going to have to be well and truly on it, because to finish this weekend, just for instance, just to set the scene, like going into this group of games after international break, 10 games to go, if Manchester United lose today or don't get the win today, no wins in 4 in the Premier League, and 7th in the league. This is what I was saying the other day. Like, this is all coming into picture and into focus right now about how important Manchester United, not only looking up, but looking over our shoulders. Because if results don't go a certain way, Manchester United, you can forget about top 4. It's gone. Like, Manchester United's Champions League hopes are finished as far as I'm concerned. I don't think we're going to be able to make it. We need to consolidate Europa League. And right now, we're out of that as well, unless we win the FA Cup. This is what's happening. This is the reality of the situation right now. Let's just win what games we possibly can. They're not going to get any easier from this point forward, and that all starts today. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Hope you're looking forward to the game. Let me know in the live section how you guys are feeling, what you think about this game. Are you confident? Why are you confident? Do you feel a bit worried? And again, why? Let me know what you think. Get your likes in. Please subscribe to the channel if you are tuning in for the first time. This is our warm-up show where we go over everything before the game, try and get all the permutations and possibilities out of the way, get our score predictions, talk about the team, and sit back and pray after that. Is what it's all we can do as United fans right now. Like, this is officially squeaky bum time. I say squeaky bum time. Spurs just nearly conceded a third. Like, Spurs are doing a Spurs and that looks good for Manchester United. Like I said, like, if we'd have won, let's just say it this way, yeah. And this shows how important it is just to have full concentration. And people saying we can take heart from the Brentford game, the Chelsea game, and the Liverpool game. Look, like, we were competing. We came back from 2-0 down against Chelsea to be 3-2 up, and then we were done by the refereeing decision. Forget about the rest of the game, but this is what people are saying. Then you look at the Liverpool game. Well, I'd have took a draw at the start. Yeah, I think we all would have took a draw at the start of that game. It's the way we played. But in all 3 of them games, we were winning and in winning positions. Now, this game that's on TV right now, the Spurs and Newcastle game, if Manchester United had got the result and were 3 wins in hand off them games, which we could have been because we were in them positions and we switched off completely, if we had them points in the bag, this game right now would really, really carry some weight. It would, and this result would be great for Manchester United. But right now, because of how we've played, it's now looking like a bit of a worry that Spurs are losing, because Newcastle are going to leapfrog us before we even play at Bournemouth today. And United have got a worse goal difference, so a draw is no good either. That means that Newcastle would still be ahead of us on goal difference. And going into the last 6 games, from challenging for the Champions League, we would be down to clinging on and hoping we can challenge and be it. Oh, my days. It is, oh, wow, it was nearly 3-0 to Newcastle. Are absolutely tearing Spurs a new one here right now. This is a team with a bit between their teeth, and this is a team that's savaged by injuries. So, yeah, you tell me, injuries as an excuse. It's not, really. There is no excuse. But, yeah, I just feel like Manchester United right now, just look at this game that's going on. Look at the Newcastle performance and go, this is the sort of performance, this is the level that we're going to have to be at just to be comfortable where we're actually at in the league. Like, there's no letting up right now. Like, there's no feeling sorry for yourself moments left in this season. Like, the games are going to come tougher after today, and today is tough on its own. It really is. And you've got to look at Manchester United's individuals, and we'll get into the team in a minute, but we've got to look at them today and we've got to go, right, stand up. Like what Vidic was saying the other day, like the main figures, the main players, the first team players, the so-called established, experienced players have not mentally been there. They've not been strong enough. They've been weak. Well, we can't have that today. We can't. Bournemouth will go at us today. Bournemouth will feed off any negative, and they did it against us at Old Trafford early on in the season. And the title of the video, like I said, are United up for this? Because Ten Hag was talking in his press conference yesterday, talking about how Manchester United, inexcusably, were not mentally prepared to play Bournemouth at home. You're not mentally prepared to play Bournemouth at home. You've got serious problems, and you don't belong in a Man United shirt, and you don't belong to be Manchester United manager if you cannot get your team ready for a Premier League game. Like that is just like the lamest and poorest excuse I've ever heard in my life, and there is no room for that at all. Like, they will be ready again today. I'm just hoping, and I did say this yesterday, hopefully that is a bit of reverse psychology from Erik ten Hag, and to say, look, let's not slip again. Let's not let Bournemouth outfight us, outplay us. You know what I mean? Run for absolutely everything that they can, and want it more than us. Really, that's what he's saying. That's what I'm hoping he's saying anyway. So let's just see how Manchester United set up. I mean, the test will come. Like, I can see Bournemouth scoring. When they score, if it's before us, if United get the first goal, whatever situation, I think United getting the first goal definitely helps everything out today. I think that's what we need to get. I think we can then play our game. I think we can control Bournemouth if we score. But if we don't score first, then I'm worried. I think we may scrape a draw out of it. I've gone 2-1 today. I actually think United will get the win. I think they need a reaction, and I think Ten Hag, I think that's what it was. Like I said in the press conference, I think it's a bit of reverse psychology going back from what happened last time at Old Trafford. So, yeah, I'm going to look at that and go, that's where he's going with it. I hope it is, and he is confident we can get the win today, and he can get his team prepared. I mean, he's had a week, so there's no excuse, is there? As you can see at the bottom of your screen, scrolling across there, Ethan Wheatley, the shining star in the under-18s league. He scored an hat-trick last week, United's leading goal scorer in that fantastic under-18s team, which is cruising. They're actually winning 4-1 right now without him in the team, so it shows you how good that team is. But he is in the matchday squad apparently today, and I was really impressed. Now, he does look like a bit of a unit, and it looks like he's probably more filled out than a lot of the under-18 players. Like, you can really tell that they're young players, but I think Ethan Wheatley definitely a prospect for Manchester United. It's being reported that he is involved today, as in the matchday squad, which is great to see. Fantastic for a young lad to get that experience. Let's hope he learns a lot from it, from this United first team squad today, and he can come away with a massive positive result-wise as well. But, guys, get your comments in now. How are we feeling? I'm going into the chat. I want to know what your thoughts are on your mood and how you see this going today. Good afternoon to you as well, Roddy. 2-0 up Newcastle, says Mel. Yep, I've got it on in the background here. Like, Spurs are being taught a very, very harsh lesson right now. I think one of the goals came from them almost opening Newcastle up, a counter-attack, and then they gave the ball away for the second one. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a disastrous start, let's just say that, for Newcastle and for Spurs. And Newcastle have definitely taken advantage of I'm just checking what's going on here. Spurs are just trying. We've got a little mini watch-along going on here for another game. But it does have massive impact on Manchester United, this game. So it's going to be really interesting how we react to it. Hey Adam, at 2-0 to United today. I like that, Craig. Let's keep them coming in. Mike Fergus says, afternoon, Adam and Kaz and gang. Thought I'd missed the live. I thought it was at 12. Been walking mine and Amanda's 2 cockapoos. Hope they're doing well, the dogs. But yeah, we had a late one today. Alfie was playing this morning, so I want you to time this right. As usual, we do the warm-up show a few hours before the actual kickoff on match day. So it wouldn't have been right just doing another video and then going into the warm-up. So we've rolled it all into one. There isn't much other news going around Manchester United now, so this is pretty much a full look ahead to the actual game and what's going on with United and our preparation for it. And like we said, what has come out is that Wheatley is going to be part of the matchday squad today, which is, like I said, fantastic news. Mel says, Adam, this is a good result now. We will the mentality of the players. Sorry, a bit of a typo. I don't think this is a good result for us at all. Like, I'd rather have us had results in the bag and actually be chasing the Champions League, but this just drags us into the Europa League fight. This is how bad this result is for us. And if Manchester United don't get the result today, that's another weekend. Spurs almost carved open again. It's another weekend gone where Manchester United have failed to get maximum points and we've fallen further behind. It's not so much fallen behind, we've been caught. Like West Ham can catch us if we don't get the right result today. United could end the weekend in 8th if we don't get the win. They're the realities of it. And the reality is that Bournemouth will still fancy their chances today. So, yeah, that's what Man United have to be dealing with and what we have to be ready for. Lee Dixon says, has Ten Hag been listening to me? Finally, he's picking the kids. Good to see Wheatley in the squad. He should add Finlay McAllister as well. He's perfect for our midfield. You can't add too many youngsters. I don't think Wheatley will get on the pitch. But you just don't know, do you? You don't know. I think it would have to be crazy circumstances that Wheatley gets on. To be part of the matchday squad and make up a few numbers, that's one thing. To be really part of the manager's thoughts for the game itself, that's a completely different ball game. So, yeah, don't necessarily think that it's going to be Wheatley coming on. I'd love it. Like I said, if it was in a comfortable position and United actually played to their potential and we could bring players on, that would be great. That would be great for us and great for us fans to actually cling on to another academy player coming through. But like we said, it's like the result is more important. I just don't think Wheatley is fully ready for first-team football. And I think this is more of an experience sort of trip out for him, if anything. But like I said, if we need someone, he's there, isn't he? If he's in that matchday squad and he's on that bench, then you can use him. Let's see anyway on that one. Be good. It would be good to see. It would. Dan says, how is injuries excuse? We haven't played yet and you're looking at it from glass half empty if we win. I don't know what you mean, Dan. Injuries are not an excuse. I just said Newcastle are proving that point right now by absolutely taking Spurs to the cleaners. So how's that a negative? It's like Newcastle are not letting it get in the way of performing the way they are. They're beating Spurs who were challenging for the Champions League. So there's no excuse. Injuries are not an excuse. It's your negative, mate, that you're looking at it in the wrong way. Newcastle are proving us that it's not. Other players coming in take their opportunity. So, yeah, look at it that way, I'd say. Please give the video a like, guys, as well. Let's get them likes up. We are looking ahead to the game today, and I think I'm looking forward to seeing Cambo play again. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing Wan-Bissaka back on the right-hand side, and Ten Hag stops messing around with that. But I say it's you can use defensive absentees as an issue all you want and everything. It's not ideal that we haven't got our best defenders there, but I think Cambo was one of our best players against Liverpool, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him play again. So I got no problem at all with the lineup. I'm happy with that defence. I am. I'm happy with Wan-Bissaka, I'm happy with Dello, and I'm happy with Maguire and Cambo. I'm just saying, look, go do the job. We got more than enough to beat Bournemouth today. The midfield should be strong enough. McTominay, he's on a late fitness test. We don't know what's happening there. Ten Hag was hinting that he could possibly have one of them late fitness tests, and we could see. I do expect Marcus to be in the starting lineup today. I would prefer Anthony. Definitely prefer Anthony over Marcus Rashford today, but I think if Marcus is fit, I just got a feeling that Ten Hag is going to play him. I mean, guys, who would you play if both fit? Would it be Anthony? Would it be Marcus Rashford? In fact, I'll put that up in a poll right now for you guys. Who would you start today? Rashford or Anthony? Let me know. Let's get that poll running. Half time at St James's Park as well now. So, yeah, I'll go for Newcastle. Bad half for Spurs. I mean, guys, what is the better result for you? I've given my opinion on that. Get involved in the poll as well with Anthony and Rashford. But in terms of Newcastle and Spurs right now, which way are you looking at it? Are you looking at the Champions League side of things? and still holding hope for that? Or are you looking at Newcastle really gathering momentum and knocking Manchester United out of the Europa League? What is the better result today, Spurs or Newcastle? Guys, let me know on that one. Mel says Anthony is fresher. I don't want to see Rashford for the rest of the season, says Tammy. It's a no-brainer, says Mr. Miracle. It's got to be Anthony. Stephen says neither. I really hope Cambo keeps growing. I mentioned a long time ago, I like this kid. He plays with a smile and genuinely enjoys the game. I mean, you have to see that tweet there from the MEN at the bottom of your screen, guys. Like the injury prevention work that he puts in training every single day. So he turns up a couple of hours early to training every single day just to make sure he is fully prepared and fully ready to go for the training session. Like, that is a man that's preparing himself right there. And that's a guy that you can see having a long, long future. If he's now at this age, 19, he's already looking after his body the way he is, then that's a guy that's going to go far. That's a player that's going to have a long, long career, and hopefully Manchester United see the benefit of that. And that's why we are dealing with him right now in terms of negotiations for a new contract. So, yeah, it's going to be a really interesting one. If Cambo keeps playing well, what happens when the first team players come back? Because the cry from the fan base, I know what it'll be like. It'll be like, keep him in the team. That's what it will be. Guys, don't forget, if you are a member, then do tune in to our Tifo Watch Along, which starts at 5 o'clock today, just as all the football is finishing. So make sure you're tuned in. If you are a member, you do want to become a member, then the link is in the description, or you can press the join button underneath the screen that you're watching on right now. Then you will be invited. The members post is out in the community section now with all of the latest info, guys, that you need. So tune into that later on. We are doing a early sort of build-up show, like a warm-up show today, simply just because there's so much football going on, and it gives everyone a chance to have their say. Everyone's busy. These late kickoffs don't help anyone out on a Saturday at all. They really don't. And United playing last as it is again, then it is a pressure situation for the players, and like how they react to bad results going before the game. That'll be interesting as well, and we'll see. We will see. Louise is in the chat. We have Newcastle coming up, so happy if we don't lose. Don't want to have to deal with them on the bounce back. 3-0 United, says Busby Babes 1958. It should be Rashford or Ahmad. I reckon it should be Anthony or Ahmad, personally. Tammy. Can't complain. Spring seems to finally arrive over here. I don't think it does here. It is lashing it down in Manchester again, guys. Like, it is like depressing right now, the weather. It's horrendous in Manchester. It feels like it's still winter, and we're near enough into the back end of April now. Cambo should left back, should LB. He's like an Evra. I don't know. I like him at centre back. Regan, amazing pace, tackling. He can be left back to win us titles. Maybe I might be going too far, but sell short because we got no money. So if it works, Cambo at left back. I'll keep him at centre back. I'm not one for moving players around. I think we're desperate for a centre back in the summer. We are going to have to go out and buy possibly 2 centre backs. I mean, Cambo can help us in that department as well. So I'm happy to see him grow. I'm happy to give Manchester United a bit of an option come the summer and not have to go out and buy 2. Like, I think, like, you look at Evans, I think he'll go. Varane, I think he'll go. And then you've got Maguire possibly, or Lindelof. One of the 2, I think, will also go. And you definitely need at least 2 centre-backs then. We are really pushing it. I mean, you've seen how bad we've been this season. So, yeah, Cambo, again, more game time today. His 3rd Premier League start of the season. Who'd have thought that with all the centre-backs that we started the season with? Crazy. Jonathan Dayton shows how far Rashford has fallen, that 90% actually prefer Anthony. Yeah, like, we have a poll going right now. Who you would start in this game, Anthony or Rashford? And 95% of the vote has gone with Anthony. Who'd have thought that come the start of this season, after Rashford's season last season? And it just shows, like Jonathan says there, where he's actually fallen to this season. Like, his standards have dropped massively. His standards have just fallen off, and his form's gone off a cliff with him. And Anthony now, after how poor he'd been, Everyone going on about his contributions, everyone going on about what he's not bringing to the team, waste of money. We've actually got a poll up now with like more people wanting Anthony to start this game rather than Marcus Rashford. That does show significantly how poor Rashford has been this season. It really does. Compa Smurf, I don't want to see Rashford start for us again. He's not earned the benefits of the doubt. Peter says, Adam, I remember when the class of 92 came through. Top pundits at the time, like Alan Hansen, I think it was, he said, you won't win anything with kids. Then look what happened. Yeah, I mean, we did have leaders in that team as well at the time. I just don't think we have right now. I don't want to bring all of the kids through at once. And I think we have to sort of nurture them through a little bit better than what it was back in the day. It's a different world right now when it comes to young players coming through. I am happy to see some of them, and some of them have really proved their worth to the team as well this season. So, yeah, hopefully, like I said, like if we've got Garnacho, we've got Mainu, and we've got Cambo now, like there's a defender, a midfielder, and a forward coming through our academy. That's fantastic. It really is. That is brilliant for Manchester United. I just hope he has another good game today, Cambo. And I think all eyes will be on him just to see if he can keep that momentum going. But I'll tell you one thing, he'll start this game a lot more confidently than he did against Liverpool. There'll be no shaky start today. And you know what? He's coming up against a good striker in Dominic Solanke today for Bournemouth. So it will be a good test for him again. And a good learning curve. So I'm happy that he is going to get the start again today. And I just hope he plays well and gives Ten Hag that headache. Like when everyone is fit again, come the end of the season, it's like, oh, well, we don't need you now. Like we have got other players coming through. And this is Manchester United. Like if you fall out, whether it be unfortunate through injury, whether it be through form, and you're not playing that well, you've got to earn your way back in. No one is a given. But that's down to Ten Hag, isn't it? It is. Spurs doing a Spurs. Is there hope? Stu, I'm looking at it the other way. We're falling down to 7th because of this result right now. Newcastle are ahead of us. So I'm looking at Spurs doing a Spurs. It really doesn't matter to United. It doesn't. I mean, you only have to look at, I mean, I'll tell you what, let's get the league table up now in full. Right, okay, so I hate it when you put the league table up and it's got like the top 5 and United are nowhere in sight. It's horrible, isn't it? So, right, Spurs are currently in 4th position in that Champions League spot. Manchester United 11 points behind, having played one game less as it stands, obviously. Spurs playing 32, United 31. United on 49 points, Spurs on 60. If we win today, we would close the gap. If it stays the same with Spurs and Newcastle, that is. If we won today, it would close the gap to, 8 points. I still don't think we're going to manage to get that back in 6 games. Like, 6 games, guys. And we've got Arsenal at home, Newcastle at home, we've got Brighton away. Games that we have notoriously not great in. I mean, Arsenal over time, we've done all right, but I think looking at them right now, the league leaders, the best team in the league right now, form-wise, you have to look at that and go, well, you'd expect United to lose that. We just haven't got enough games. We blew it in the last 3 games. Like, being in front against Brentford, Liverpool, and Chelsea, we can go on that and say, look, we didn't deserve to be in certain positions in them games. That's true, but where's the character? Like, you don't always play well. And this is what's happened with Manchester United all season. And I think this is why we are where we are right now. It's because we've been lucky when we've won games and that's caught up with us. Like, we could have easily beaten Brentford and Chelsea and Liverpool. And we would be sitting so pretty right now. We would be more than in this Champions League race. We wouldn't have deserved it because the games could have gone either way. But you cannot argue with the table. It never lies. Results are more important than anything. And you can take all the criticism about being lucky all the way to the Champions League. Like, I'm not bothered. Like, the reset that's coming in the summer is what everyone is looking at right now. So if we fluked our way through to winning the place in the Champions League, I wouldn't be bothered. I'd still expect to see changes in the summer, but it would be massively concerning if we just carried on this way into next season. I think that's what every United fan is looking at right now. But I'm not surprised to see us in 7th as results stand right now. 1 point behind Newcastle with them having 16 plus goal difference better than us, it's not good for United. Like, 1 win in the last 5, which was Everton. If we don't win today, that's drastic, and we don't belong. We really don't belong in the Champions League with that type of form. Newcastle really picking up at the moment and looking a lot better. I look at it and go, United right now, I feel either get the win today, or I don't think we'll make the Europa League. That sounds pretty drastic, doesn't it, actually, when you say it like that? Like, that's like doomsday. But, like, you look at the form. Like, our form is horrendous. Like, it'll be 1 win in 6 in the Premier League. And this is supposed to be where all the characters come through. This is supposed to be where your big players come through. And like Vidic said in his interview, he said, look, Manchester United look weak. Manchester United haven't got the right mentality. And the senior players are to blame for that. Like, you can't blame the young players. They're playing out of their skin right now. But United's senior players, that's like the end of the road. Like, that is enough for me to say, look, if you're not willing and you haven't got it in you to try and see United through into this Champions League when it's been gifted to you on a plate, let's be honest, then you don't belong in a United shirt. You really don't. Let's get into the comments. Rashford should be running a pub by now. It says Michael Compost Smurf. At Fulham, that Fulham game killed the top 4 for me. It hit home, that Fulham one, didn't it? Like, how bad we was. Sheffield United at home. I honestly, I'm not confident about Sheffield United and Burnley at home. Like, they're the games that you would say Manchester United definitely. Like, today, we could turn it around a little bit, but even 8 points, like, we're not catching anyone with 6 games to go with 8 points. It means that Spurs would have to lose 3 of the last 6 games. Manchester United would have to put a run together, winning consecutive games. I mean, we've not done that for a while. Get the win, and let's just look at that and say, right, okay, that's solidifying Europa League. That's what we need to look at. We need to be realistic. Champions League is gone. Let's make sure that we're in the top 6. That's what we have to look at now. Henry Long says, Adam, I wouldn't play either Rashford or McTominay. Both should be on the bench. If we lose, Erik ten Hag should be sacked. Do you agree, Adam? I think he's gone anyway, mate. And I'm not going to get into an Erik ten Hag sort of conversation about being sacked now. He's going to get to the end of the season because I think we will just have enough to beat Coventry. I can't believe I'm saying just have enough to beat Coventry. And he will get to see the final out, I think. I don't think anyone's going anywhere. But he's not going to help. I mean, is this the problem? Like, does he actually already know? And, like, the players are picking up on it. I mean, we talked about this in the week. Like, the players can see a different demeanour in Erik ten Hag. And they can see that he's not the same man. Like, is that now where we're at? Is this where the players are at? Like, what is there to play for? Like, do you want... This is what I'd be saying to the Man United players right now. Do you want to actually be in Europe next season? Like, because this game today, if you don't win it, then I think Manchester United are more favourites to be completely out of Europe than we are to be in it if we don't get the win today. It's drastic. A draw is going to keep us in 7th. I mean, let's just have a quick nosy at the actual fixtures today, just to go over everything and see what's going on. Right. So, fixtures today. Where are we at here? God's sake, why does it not bring them up? Right, let's go through what we're at. So, today, where are West Ham? I think West Ham will be playing tomorrow because of the Europa League. So, West Ham are at home to Fulham tomorrow. I think West Ham can win that game. Like, you don't know, having played in Europe, and that may be what hampers their chances in that. But if West Ham win, this is all if United don't get the win. And I've said, look, I expect United to win this game. So West Ham are at home to Fulham. Newcastle are currently winning, so they're in 6th and in the Europa League. Man United currently right now are in the Conference League, Europa Conference League, which is a bit of a disaster. Obviously, we've got the chance of being in the Europa League if we win the FA Cup, but we've got to beat City to do that, so it's highly unlikely. But just looking at that, and then, right, so Brighton have got Burnley away. I think Brighton, are pretty safely gone and are out of it. I'd be amazed if Brighton managed to come back on us. Like, I mean, if we didn't win and Brighton won, then Let's be honest. They're not a million miles away from us, and Brighton still have to play us. I'm looking at what can catch us right now. Like, Chelsea have got a game in hand on us and would close the gap to 2 points. This is the worry I've got right now. Like, Newcastle are picking up form and a few players are coming back. They're scoring goals and are right up there with one of the leading goal scorers in the league, Newcastle. So they've always got an advantage. When you've got someone like Isaac and Gordon in the form that they're in, then they're always going to be there's always going to be a chance for them. There's no forward for United that's in form. Like, Garnacho aside, like, our main players are just failing right now. So, yeah, that's the worry. Like, if United draw, for instance, and West Ham beat Fulham at home tomorrow, Manchester United are out of Europe, as in the positions right now, with 6 games to go. That would have been an absolute disaster. Like, if you'd have said to me that would have been your first 4 games coming back after international break, not picking up 1 win in them games against Brentford, Chelsea, Liverpool and Bournemouth, I'd have said you're crazy. Like, we've got to at least got a win somewhere there. That would be, like, that's the end of it. It really is. Like, that there is unforgivable for any Manchester United player, any Manchester United manager. It looks like we're playing like we've got no idea at the moment what's happening. That's the worry. Like, and that's the worry I've got for Ten Hag. It's like, do the players actually know that Ten Hag isn't going to be there? Sometimes agents find these things out. Sometimes they let this know through their sources, and players then end up finding out from them, and it sort of affects the players. But, like, if you was a Man United player, there's no excuse even with that. Like, do you want to be in Europe next season? Then play. Win. Listen to the manager. It's a joke. Let me see. Rashford is going down Jesse Lingard Road. Can't see it. I can see it coming. Lollipop says, Bournemouth have pace up front. That's our issue. Yeah, I think we'll be playing quite... I mean, Cambo looks quite quick, thankfully. So he did well to catch up with Nunes, who is very fast, when he broke away at Old Trafford. So I'm confident that we've got a bit of pace, at least with Cambo at the back there with Harry Maguire. So, like I said, I've got no issue at all with this centre-back partnership today. Harry Maguire has been playing better. You can bring up his pace and everything, but small pitch at Bournemouth, I think this suits him. I think this game suits him. So I've got no issue with Harry Maguire. I've got no issue with that back four. We've got more than enough to deal with Bournemouth today. Like, I would be absolutely devastated if United don't get the win today. I'm fully expecting the United win. It's not going to be easy, but I expect them to be tuned in, switched on, and ready for this game after what happened last time. If we get done, like the double over Bournemouth, like there's nowhere to hide. Like, for anyone in a red shirt or anyone in that dugout, there's literally nowhere to hide, and it's over. Like, that is just the end of it. That's the pits right there. If we get beat today, then oh God, like, that would really be pushing the owners to get rid of Ten Hag. That's crazy. It would. I don't think it will happen anyway, but just because of the FA Cup, like I said, but it would be crazy, wouldn't it? Peter says, having to play against the ref and players which are taught to cheat didn't help us against Liverpool, but cheats don't prosper. Didn't help them Thursday night. I mean, Peter, I'm not even talking about Liverpool. We got enough issues of our own. Liverpool played us off the park and then got back into it by cheating. I think we've been done by penalty decisions this last week. We really have. It's been a disaster for us. 3 penalties in a week, in 4 days even. That's ridiculous. And none of them were penalties, in my opinion. Like, you go to ground in the box like Wan-Bissaka did, you take your medicine. I understand that side of it, but why are they not looking back at that and seeing that it was... I'm not going to get into it. They won't sack him. They won't sack him end of the season, says Mel. Steve H. Sell Rashford in the summer. I've had enough of the player like him here. I think a lot of people echo that thought. I don't want Europa League, says Daniel. He'd rather be out of Europe completely then, because Champions League is gone. Mel says, if the players know he's leaving, act professional and do your job. Play football and give the club and the fans the results. They don't care about the fans. This is the problem with the players. Like, it's got to a stage where you're actually questioning their own sort of, like, their own pride. Like, if you cannot get up for any game wearing that Man United shirt, then you can see why the fans have lost it with a lot of these players. Steve says, low defensive line with a high press coupled with playing 1 CDM and 2 number 10s. Absolute nonsense. You don't see anywhere in Europe. No, he has got big issues with that there. Like, I'd just play the high line no matter who was in defence. Like, get Onana to play as a sweeper keeper. Like, every other good team in the league that plays a higher line and brings that defence closer to the midfield so you can press properly always has that sweeper keeper. Like, I thought we brought Onana in to do this, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't. Give it Giggsy till the end of the season. Says Steve. Henry says, Adam, I don't understand Eric Ten Hag's logic. Wan-Bissaka left back, Antoinette right wing, and other players not in their position. Why does he do it, Adam? I cannot answer, Henry. And in the end, you've just got to say this is what will finish him. I think that's what we've got to look at and say, look, if United end up letting Ten Hag go, there is some factors which were out of his hands. I do give a little bit of sympathy for the injuries. I'm just not letting him use it as the full-on. Oh, hang on a minute. Isaac's through. This could be all over for Spurs. And it is, if that's given. Has he give the goal? 3-0. He looks like he's onside. This could be everything that I've just been talking about, as in Manchester United out of the Europa League places right now. Isaac's just made it 3-0 to Newcastle. Spurs are being absolutely battered. It is full-on Spurs there, this. It really is. Like, United, oh, God, if we'd have just held on to them points. Oh, he's come from his own half as well. He's onside. That is 3-0 and game over for Spurs. Wow. That is crazy. When you look at that league table right now, like, Newcastle in pole position. They really are. I mean, they're what? When you're saying that Newcastle are on form and they're ahead of us in the table, and they're 10 points behind 5th place Aston Villa having played the same amount of games, that tells you exactly how bad we have been. This is disastrous for Spurs, this. It really is. Like, there was an advantage there for them to stay in the top 4 today, but wow. Football, eh? It's absolutely crazy. You can never predict anything in football. That is mental. Let's get into the chat again. Can't stand Europa League Thursday, Sunday games, but without European football, we have zero chance of getting top draw transfer signings. Rob says, hi Adam, if we get beat today, do you think Ineos will pull the plug on Eric Ten Hag, or you think they will give him until the end of the summer? Oh, God, double sneeze. Sorry, guys. I think he's got to the end of the season no matter what. I think he has gone, personally, just from what's been said, rumours and what I've been told, things like that. But it gets to a point where you're like, can you be seen to be this soft? Like, can a club like Manchester United allow the season to end this way? That's the only question that sort of comes up, and you would say, right, I'm not too sure whether they can keep him. They might pull the trigger. They might do. So, not completely convinced that they will if results carry on going bad. I mean, if it's a disastrous and we get battered 3-0 again, then he's got to go. You cannot afford to be done. I'm not even going to go there because United are going to win today. We are going to win today. I'm spinning the full-on positive. Please give the video a like, guys. I know it's difficult when we've not got as many in with all the football going on. But it is just the normal protocol today with the build-up, warm-up, and then the watch-along. And then we're going to have, obviously, me and Jay dissecting what hopefully is going to be a United win. And us actually closing the gap on Spurs and going back ahead of Newcastle. And then I'll see if anyone feels confident in United turning anything around. I'm not. I'm just calling it now. Champions League is gone. Adam, I'm expecting nothing today. Expect nothing and then everything's a bonus. It's a good way of looking at it. 30 plus shots from Bournemouth, no doubt, says Pig Riser. Mirasmus 82, absolute rubbish. This team can't be relied upon. Mr. B in that one there. Let's see what else we've got chat-wise. Get your comments coming in now. This is your chance, guys. Like I said, we love giving you your opinions on this show. I want to know how you feel about this. Brentford had 28 shots with no back four. If we get beat today, I'll sack Erik ten Hag myself and give him a Croggy to Holland. Just check that. Oh, my God. Like, Spurs are all over the place. It's crazy. Mr. Miracle says, I will be more interested to see how the players behave today. If we lose, it would be because they wanted to lose. Astana FC in Kazakhstan are always fun if we're in the Europa League. Oh, God. Can you imagine what we're going to get if it's like the Conference League as well? When does this team ever beat lesser opposition easily? I think we will draw. Like a draw, I'm sick of it now. Like, just go out and get the bleeding win. Peter Collins says, Adam, being a fan since 77, survived ups and downs, but recently too many downs. Come on, United. I mean, tell me, Peter, where does this rank in terms of, like, the bad time history of Manchester United? I mean, it's got to be up there right now. We are disastrous. Money makes players soft, and that's the case in modern football. Back in the day, money wasn't the reason players played the game. Back then, players wasn't overpaid, says David. Mike Fergus, it's mathematically impossible to get Champions League now, so I think we should pull the trigger now. Ooh, well, it isn't mathematically impossible. We can still do it if other teams have a bit of a nightmare. 200% agree, Adam, says Steve Flatts. It's Spurs, lads. Yeah, it is. And they are having a full Spurs. It would have been nice if United were prepared and ready to take advantage of this Spurs meltdown that's happening right now. But we're not. We're miles away. And yes, Brian, I've been talking about it. Oh, my God, it was nearly 4. Wow. Isaac a whisker away from a hat-trick. Yeah, Brian, we are in 7th now. And if we don't get the win and West Ham do tomorrow, then we are in 8th. And we are out of Europe altogether. I think that would start sending alarm bells to that Ineos boardroom or the United boardroom. I don't know who's involved from anywhere else right now. I think the Glazers obviously have got their people there, but when it comes to hiring and firing, I think it's only Joel that has a say when it comes to Ineos' side of control. So I don't think he'd be worried about pulling the trigger, to be honest. I don't. I think it all comes down to Ineos. Like, they're taking advice from the Glazers are taking advice from Ineos right now on the football side of things. It's it's a bit disastrous. Like, Ineos have walked into a storm with this team. Stu says 3-1 United, easy win today. Oh, I wish I had your confidence, Stu. I really do. Not expecting a thing today. Dobby, how you doing? Hey all, how's you all doing today? We're looking ahead to the game, Dobby, hoping that United can find something within themselves and convince themselves that they are actually United players. That's what we're hoping for today. Outplayed by Bournemouth at Old Trafford, says Brian. We was. I think it's going to be a different ball game today. Can't stand Rashford. Play anyone over him. I don't mind. I think a lot of people are going Anthony ahead of Rashford today. Adam, would you start? Who would you start today? Man United to win 3-1, says Rob. Who would I start today? I think I've made it clear. Like, I'd play Garnacho, Anthony and Rasmus up front. It would be Bruno Fernandes, Mainu and Casemiro. And then we know the back four because that's all that's available, which is Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, Cambo and Maguire in the middle. That's it. Michael says Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 2 on my Super 6 and on Manchester United app. Hopefully you're right. I've gone 2-1 as well, Michael. Do we risk another season like this next year, keeping Ten Hag on board, says UK Strange. That's a tough one, isn't it? It's like, how far do we go? How long do we give a manager that cannot outwit, let's not disrespect Bournemouth too much, but like a bottom half of the table team? Like, if Bournemouth do the double over United, I don't know. Like, people go on about not having everyone available to select and this being a major problem for United this season, but let's be honest with ourselves. We've all gone into every game expecting United to win with the players that have been out on the pitch, haven't we? Like, they work on things in training. This is what happens when you have a style of play. You shouldn't really have a problem when you're changing players up because everyone knows the role and it's drilled into them in training. So again, you got to look at the Carrington training ground factor and like what is going on at Carrington. If players are coming in and are not fully prepared, then there is big problems at Manchester United. There really is. Like, I mean, I liked the Maguire and Cambo partnership. I mean, would anyone else have done any better against Liverpool? You just don't know, do you? You don't know. There's no guarantee with anything. Any of these first team players, like Man United, have been battered by teams all season, even with the so-called players missing that we really want in the team. So that's how I look at it. Bournemouth are missing players too. No excuses. They are missing a lot of players today. There isn't excuses for anyone. I think Manchester United, like I said, we are getting the win today and confidence. I'm not being like overly bullish or anything like that when I say this. I'm giving all respect to Bournemouth, but I just expect United to turn up today. Like, they have to. Like, if we finish the day or even the weekend out of European positions altogether, then with 6 games to go, that will be the lowest that it's been for a long time. And I think the lowest United would have been in the league for a very long time. Like 8th. Could be the order of the day. It could be 8th in the league by the time we finished. That's disastrous for Man United. That really is disastrous. You cannot, as Manchester United, be in that position. You really can't. Let's get into your comments. This season's been a massive disappointment. Champions League group stage was a nightmare for any Manchester United manager. This slow pace breaks our entire press. It creates a massive gap between midfield and defence. The opponents take advantage of it. That idiot Murto should have sold him to West Ham. He's talking about Harry Maguire there, I think, Dobby. How you doing, Andrew? Hope you're doing well. Fred says, the quicker we sack this inept manager, the sooner we can do it all over again in 2 years. The cycle repeats. Well, Ineos have to make a change. Like, I don't think we'll sack him before the end of the season, but I do think he's gone. Adam, what about Mason Mount? Paid a lot of money for him. Can't we fit him in the team? Your opinion, please, Adam. No, like, we shouldn't have bought him if we knew that we had players ahead of him. Like, Bruno Fernandes is the captain, and Ten Hag is not going to drop the captain. Bruno is always available, always fit, and he's never going to be dropped. So Mason Mount, that's his main position. You don't bring in a player for that amount of money for a position where you know is guaranteed to be filled most of the season. We should have gone all in for Declan Rice. That was the signing to make for me. It was, people will say the forward, but I think we had a better chance of signing Declan Rice than we did Harry Kane. That's what I'll say. We definitely did. Let's get our predictions in, guys. What do you think the score is going to be today? I'm going 2-1 to Manchester United. Get your predictions in the chat now, guys. I'm going to end the poll in terms of who you would start. 13% would say start Rashford over Antony. Wow, that's disastrous for Marcus. I think it was Jonathan who said it in the chat a moment ago. It shows you how far Rashford has fallen. Please give the video a like, guys. Let's get over the 100 mark. And please remember, guys, if you are a member, we will be on TIFO very shortly. In fact, no, we're on at 5 o'clock. So we've got a bit of time, a few hours to go. This is just your warm-up show, building up to the game. So I want your score predictions in now, everybody, please. What's this I saw about Greenwood coming back on Romano's YouTube, but now actually watched it, but saw the headline. Not actually watched it. No, it's a headline, mate. That's it. It's a bit of clickbait. Basically, a few reports have come out that Greenwood, all options are still on the table. Like, they cannot get any money for him. Like, it just looks like we are just going to be stung no matter what, and we're going to be stuck in an awkward position. So United either take a big hit or they keep him and take the hit and the punishment, which is going to come their way every time he walks out on the pitch for United. UK Strange says 3-1 to United. Stu going 3-1. United Spotlight saying 1-0 United and a shite performance is my prediction. 2-2 says Steve Flat. 1-1 Michael, 2-0 for Fred. Daniel, 2-1 United. Neil's going United to lose 2-1. Ooh. Oh no, United to win 2-1, sorry. Andrew Shaw, Anthony for Rashford and Ahmad for Bruno. Won't happen. I see where you're going though. Busby Babe, 1985. I got a membership yesterday off someone. Just wanted to thank whoever it was. Brilliant. It was probably one of our major contributors. But thanks for the thank you and the comments in there as well, mate. Really appreciate that. And yeah, let's get through a few more. 1-1, 3-1 to United. Can't make Tifo. Stu, I've seen that in your message. Have a great day, mate, anyway. 2-1 says Ali as well. But guys, that is pretty much it. Please give the video a like on your way out. Go and enjoy the football. I'll see you all on Tifo, if you are members, at 5 o'clock sharp as we look ahead. Hopefully United, like everyone has said in the chat today, can get the win. I think everyone is just hoping that we can turn up and still be semi-relevant within this league and actually stay in the Europa League places more than anything else. But yeah, that is us all done and dusted here on the warm-up, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon up until kick-off. I'll see you there then. Have a good day, people. And yeah, don't drink too much. Save it for the game.